internet, guess what day it is? It's NaNoWriMo! I can't see if you can see. I need to buy this year's shirt actually, but it's gonna take forever to get to me, so it's not important. And this is the only one that's not in the washing machine at the moment. I've been wearing them a lot. Of course, it's November 1st. It's the time of the nanos, and so far I haven't written anything today. I haven't written anything for like the last week. What was it? I can tell you the last day I wrote. The last time I wrote anything was back on the 22nd of October, and when I was at 15,000 words, nearly 16,000. And if you want to know why that is, I can tell you very easily why that is. I was lazy and a lot of shit happened, and there was other stuff that I wanted to do. I'm not sure if it was the next day or the day after, something like that. Anyway, my brother invited us to his baptism for his daughter, which also meant that he invited our grandmother, who decided she was coming up for it and staying at the house, which meant I had to clean, and like I haven't cleaned a lot lately because I was writing and that had to happen. Also, I was sewing at the time, and Kingdom of Ash came out and I binged that. And then I finished Kingdom of Ash and I decided that I was going to listen to the entire series again. So far I'm up to Queen of Ashes. I stopped today, I caught up on a little bit of YouTube today, and I wasn't in the mood for any more reading, you know? Which is fine, because then I realised it was the 1st of November and it's NaNoWriMo time, so I can't be reading anymore. I need to write. The other issue that I was having was I'd reached that point where things have to happen, but they're not that interesting. Like, it's the lead up to the big thing. And at one stage, that was just one block. Now it's an act. And I know why it's an act. I know what I have to do in that act, but I stopped. The good news in that though is that I did realise how I can fix that. And one of the things, there's an event, there's a ball. I've told you about the ball. Anyway, I was about to start writing the ball, but then I realised that I wasn't utilising the ball the way I should, and now I'm utilising the ball the way I should. And I don't know how any of this is going to work. Oh, this is gonna be so weird. Anyway, I'm gonna get to writing and let you guys know how I do. Okay, so it's day 2 of NaNoWriMo. I've actually set up in the sewing room this time, so I have a pretty background, I guess. I didn't get much writing done last night, but I did draw up this table in my book and went through a lot of music. I already have a playlist, but I wanted more music. I don't know. Anyway, last night I ended up writing 956 words, which isn't a lot, but is also a decent amount if you take it out of the NaNoWriMo context and I want to write a lot, which means the entire project's at 16,921 words. We've run into the same problem that happens every time that I start writing a story and then I leave it for like a week. I no longer like the start. It's not that I don't like it, it's that I've kind of had revelations in the last week while I've been listening to the Throne of Glass series that I'm not a fan of how I set it up. It was very lackluster and missing things, and it was doing that thing where it was foreshadowing the rest of the book too much, and I could leave that alone and hit it in the revision, or I can rewrite it now. I'm torn on this because there's part of me that's like, Cassie, just fucking write the draft and then you can fucking revise it. And there's another part of me that's like, no, I'm happy with the rest of the writing that I've done. It is just block 1 that I'm not happy with for a number of reasons, mainly chapter 2 and chapter 3 and the little bit that I tried to write in between. I fell into the problem where I wanted to include all the things, and once again I was telling more than showing. I think I'm gonna be great in the middle and the end of this book. Like blocks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are pretty great as far as I'm concerned. Like, they're gonna be easy because it's right in the middle. Stuff's happening. I'm not having to introduce you to these characters. And it's hard to get across. I'm having my main problem with my relationship between my protagonist and my antagonist because I'm having to try and show that he's, at this point in time, she is still in love with him. And at this point in time, there has been a lot of things changing, so she's like feeling really disheartened. Like she wants to break up. I'm just putting this in simple terms. It's a lot more extravagant than these simple terms, but it's the best way. It'd be like, she knows he's no good for her, but she still wants to be with him. Like, she's not actively going to leave him and betray him and burn down everything that she built with him. But in the future, by the end of Act 1, she wants him dead. She wants to burn everything he loves to the ground. That I can write easy. Like, that's fine. I am waiting. I don't want to write my killing scene yet. I nearly did the other day. Whoa, that was a great... Killing your characters that, like, your character loves a lot. The only problem is with killing this character is she's such a important primary figure in my main character's life that, like, I have to get their relationship right, but I don't know it well enough because I haven't written the rest of the book and she's dead in the first act. Is she that important? Yes. Like, to the character, she is so important. And I realized through this, like, I have no problem telling you, like, what drives my character. I can tell you, and it, like, forms more as I write, but writing it at the start is really hard. The start is the hardest part, and I keep holding my hand out like this even though you can't see it. I'm also a little... I have issues with my writing when I'm drafting because I know that I tend to write a bit of a script with a few, like, I'll write a heap of text of what they're saying, and then there's a few action things, and I might describe something here and there, but there's a lot of in between and a lot of words. Personally, I love dialogue. Like, dialogue. If I'm starting to get bored with a book or it's explaining too many scenes, I just read the dialogue. But I've realized that the dialogue isn't the most important thing. How have I realized that? By reading the Throne of Glass series again. Oh, that was so hard. I want to make a review video about Kingdom of Ashes and Tower of Dawn because I love them and we need to talk about them. But yeah, that's what I'm struggling with. I made a new I made a new block in my file that I've made, like, block 1, reader. Because, yeah, it's just block 1. I'm not happy with how it's flowing. I guess, like, this is the point where people who can brainstorm and do that shit would be like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, no, it is not fine. It sets up the entire tone. Like, the other thing is, I don't think I've set up my protagonist and then a big I guess I'll call him the love interest. He's not the love interest. He was a love interest when she was younger. Ooh. Like, their dynamic, I'm always torn, and I couldn't work out how to describe it because I know the inner workings of it all. And then I realized that, like, when she looks at him, he sees her, she thinks he's looking at her with disappointment about her choices, and he's just disappointed in her and hates everything about her. But when he's looking at her, he sees the ways that he's failed her, I guess you'd say. Like, that's like one of the things that I realized that I've realized many times before, but it, like, you know, clicked properly. The other thing is, I found in Scrivener that there is a writing history option now, and oh my god, here's the screenshot of it. I'm so in love with it. So you can see, like, how many words I wrote in October and day by day, because sometimes I forget, and that's really gonna help with this table, eh? It's so good. That is a problem that I'm having though, I've realized, is like, oh, I'm writing in a pre-existing file. How am I gonna do my word counts every day? It's fine, I'm just gonna take my word count for November. That's really all I can think about talking about right now for today, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Hi internet, it's Monday now, so I'm going to give you, like, a review of the last week and try and get it up tonight while it's still Monday here and will be Monday in America. Because that's the way my brain works. Anyway, right now my official word count's at 20,525. I believe that my nano word count is at 4,855, and half of that was done yesterday. Yesterday was my best day for writing so far. I wrote like 2,400 and something words, which is amazing because previously I'd written like 900 and something, 700 something, and 700 and something. So it was great. The issue that I was having was originally I wasn't keen on where I was writing because I decided that the start was all wrong. So I've restarted it, even though I wasn't going to restart it. And the first half of the first chapter was a bit grinding on me, like just something that I had to get through, but it still had a lot more substance to it than my first draft of that chapter. And now that I've gotten into the second half of it, which was yesterday, I really just fucking took off. I was so happy with it. I finally got, like, I nailed down the protagonist and the antagonist's relationship. And that is the, like, best thing ever to me. Like, up until now, I've known how I want them to interact, but it was kind of more of a, you only see the bad side of him, you don't see how he's manipulating her emotionally, whereas in this one, you kind of get to see that emotional manipulation. Also, the way I had things set up just didn't make sense, and the way that I kind of like introduced two of the other main characters, which are kind of side like protagonists, I guess, was kind of weird as well. I'm actually considering if I need to kill off a character. We'll see if I just stop writing about him along the way, or if I physically kill him. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, overall, I'm still under what I'm meant to be at. Yesterday I was meant to be at 666 words, but obviously I'm at 400 and something, so I haven't made it. But hopefully tonight and tomorrow I can catch up on that. I'm not too stressed because I know I have my days where I write 10,000 words occasionally, and then I have days where I'm writing 100 words or 90 words, and it's fine. That's pretty much it. That's what my tracker's currently looking like on here. Here's what my computer tracker is currently looking like, only the first block because that's where I'm working. Also, the other problem is that I am great at procrastinating. The other day, I procrastinated by writing quotes on this side of the piece of paper for my other tracker, and who knows, this side will probably get the same thing, or something written on it. I'm not sure what. Oh no, I lost my spot. Because I've started watching YouTube again, that has been a great procrastination tool. And just living in general is great for procrastinating for me. I can procrastinate and do anything. I'm not reading though. The other issue is that I've kind of like written half of the first chapter in third person, but you know, minimized. And then I've started writing in first person again because first person is the most natural for me. I'm just not sure if it would be the best for this story. It's gonna be something that I think I'll just play with and decide in the second draft because it's not fun. It's not fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and write some more of this story and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! I really need to get, once I get through block 1, or just act 1, I think it's act 1. Once I get through block 1 and 2, I'll be good for a little bit. And then I'll struggle and then I'll have a block where I'll be good again. It all just depends. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Bye! I have been watching a lot of music videos and like that's my favorite way to procrastinate because music's important and obviously I need to listen to music. I think I just didn't have, I've got a lot of songs for like the second half of the story, but not for the first. And I found some really cool poppy songs that I'm using for the first half and it makes sense to me.